Yo, guys, welcome back to the Famous Chili Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check us on all platforms at Famous Chili Pod. Guys, this Sunday is the Super Bowl. Chiefs versus Eagles. I think this is the one that everybody wanted the least to happen. It's like people are just choosing the less of two evils right now. Like everybody hates the Chiefs this year for some reason. I mean, we know the reasons, but and then everyone hates the Eagles for much more obvious reasons. Eagles fans, nobody likes to be with them. Nobody likes Philly. And what do you guys think?
Okay, well, I was gonna let Prem go first, but I don't know where he
Prem's
went.
not here. Yeah.
Okay. See, for you guys, it's different than what it is for me, because obviously the Eagles suck as a team in general for most people, because they're just like a very like loud, obnoxious team. But you guys have an extra factor there, which is like division rivals. So for you guys, it matters a lot more than it does for me, that decision. So I'm good with the three-peat to some extent. I'm not like, I know we talked about this before with like your guys is wanting the three-peat to happen. I'm still kind of on the fence about it, but I don't know. Like it's literally just like the worst of two evils. Like you said, there's no right decision here,
The worst of two evils. Wow, what a phrase.
or the best of two evils. Sorry, the best of two evils, but there's no right decision here. But I think just for the redemption arc, I might have to say Philly.
Is that
Just
who
for the
you want to win or who
redemption
you think will win?
Oh, who I think will win? I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think they're going to get their three-peat.
Really?
I think history's going to be made. Yeah. But who I want to win, I want the Eagles to win just because of the redemption arc from 2 years ago. I think it'd be cool to see, beat out the team that could have the most like historic run in history, and cut them off right there.
Ari, what do
I,
you think?
Yeah, like you said, Nishk, like Prem, for me and you, it's different. We're Giants fans. We're never in our right minds going to root for the Eagles. We'll
Yeah.
do anything to see them not win. And I think the hate on the Chiefs have been so forced this year. Like I get it, there's so many like one score games, but come on, man. Like they've
Thank you.
done everything
Thank
they've
you.
needed to do in the playoffs. Like regular season, say what you want to say. They know how to win in the playoffs. Like, dude, last week, right? Every person in the world who's a football fan got what they wanted. They had Josh Allen down by what, 4 points, 3 points, with 3 minutes left on the clock. He didn't deliver. And it sucks. That is one of the saddest things I've ever seen. Seeing him at that press conference, just taking that deep sigh, like that is just torture. You're constantly being beaten out by this one guy. But that just shows how different Patrick Mahomes is. There's a certain mindset that it takes to be a winner. It's what Brady had. It's the reason why, even if Brady didn't play the best of the regular season, Mahomes was by no means the best quarterback this year in terms of regular season play, which is why you're not hearing him in the MVP conversation like you are with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. But guess what? He's the one who's in the Super Bowl. I will always root for the Chiefs in this scenario. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I want to see history be made. I want to see a 3P. I want to see Mahomes dethrone Brady's legacy. I think it'll be so amazing for us to be able to say we've lived through 2 generations of GOATs and see one fall and one rise over. But we saw the Eagles and Commanders game, and that is just a blowout. I just can't see how the Chiefs can pull this off. The Eagles are so much more of a super team than they are. It's going to come down completely to mindset and just luck of what happens on the day. I am rooting for the Chiefs always, but I think the Eagles are going to take it. I don't think they're going to be able to stop Saquon. Saquon just ran all over the Commanders last week. I fear he's going to do the same thing.
All right. I'm so happy you brought that up, Ari. The fact that like this Chiefs hate is so unjustified, right? Like if you look at the Patriots, the reason they had hate was because Spygate, Deflategate, right? They weren't gracious winners, right? Like you look at Brady, like he wants to stick it to your face. Like he's like an Eagles fan, like they just want to stick it to your face. Like the Chiefs have been nothing but gracious, and like you look at Andy Reid and Mahomes in particular, there's no reason to hate these people. Even Kelce,
Right.
until like this year, he started being a little bit extra with the fight for your right to party when he's like two receptions for 19 yards, right? Something like that. But like it's all the extra stuff, right? It's the Brittany Mahomes, Jackson Mahomes, Taylor Swift that like everyone's pissed about. But like that's their
I feel like that's
personal
definitely
life,
not the
right?
biggest thing that people are pissed about. I feel like there's
and
definitely
then the
some-
calls,
no,
the calls,
no,
right?
calls.
The calls. and then that's I'm so glad you brought that up, right? Because the calls are something that I'm so happy Ari brought up, in the fact that like this hate, dude. People are making it a point to analyze every single call for a Chiefs game and then pointing out the mistakes that they've made. Sure, some are more glaring than others, but at the same time, like every single game, if you do it like that, is gonna have mistakes. Like every single game is gonna have 5 to 6 penalties that are mistakes. If you look at an NBA game, it's the same shit. It's just human error, right? And they're just targeting.
Is not all of those games are won by such a small margin where those penalties do make the difference.
Make a difference.
Like
that's my next point. Well, that's my next point, right?
No, that was a first down. That was a first down. By
doesn't matter because Allen,
down.
if Mahomes was in Allen's position down 3 and driving down the field,
he would win.
Mahomes would have won.
And
Allen didn't. And he has
no,
done it.
That's the point, because Mahomes would have gotten the first down. Mahomes would have gotten the first down. The refs would have called it the first down. And they would have had another 4 downs.
Wait, Ari, hold up. Nish, that's not what we're talking about. What me and Ari are talking about is, let's say everything is the same, right? Everything is the same, and it's Allen driving down the field, and Mahomes is going to win that game.
Ari's talking about the same thing I am. That was a first down.
No, he's not.
The refs,
but
no. That's what I was saying before. Prem is saying that if the roles were reversed and the Bills were the ones who were up, they had the penalty calls that were going their way, and Mahomes was on the other side, Mahomes would come out of it and win.
Yes. That's the point.
He has done that. He has done that on multiple occasions. He did.
There's actually a crazy stat. There's a crazy stat where it's like in what we typically define as clutch moments in the playoffs, he's 8 for 8. Yeah. Going down the field and driving down and scoring a field goal or a touchdown, whatever the case might be. And like, I'm so happy Ari brought that up, because like I feel like it's just a disservice. And like, sure, you can have Chiefs fatigue, but like at the end of the day, like Chiefs want the opponent to be like, oh, rely on the refs for them to win, right? Like you blaming the ref calls is like, all right, fine, that's fine, because you couldn't beat us normally, so you had to look at other excuses. Sure, some of those calls are a little bit more blatant than others, but at the end of the day, like the Chiefs are just beating you, and until someone doesn't beat them, they're gonna three-peat. And I think they will three-peat this year. I think they will. Yeah, Nish, what's up?
No, I mean, okay, continue. You're saying they're gonna three-peat, but you can't say that it's like, you can't say that it's just because they're beating you, when half, if not half, then more than half of their games in the regular season were one-score games. If not half, then more than half of their games in the regular season had some call that was like outstandingly bad.
No, that's not true. Not every single the blocked field goal by your own Broncos.
Okay, there was no issue there. Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying there's always something that happens, right? That because either the Chiefs are well coached or the opposing team is not well coached, where they commit some type of penalty. At a certain point, you got to give it up to the Chiefs. And 15 straight games of one-score games, that's not luck at a certain point.
No, but that's my point. That's literally what I'm saying. In the NFL is one of the more luckier sports out there. We've talked about this before.
For sure, yeah.
And if you're only having one-score games every single week, then that means you're getting lucky. One-score games don't necessarily mean you're
not every single week. Not every what? I agree. If it's like a 5, if it's a 5 or 6, no. If it's a 5 or 6
one-score games,
right. So if it's like a 5 or 6 game period where they're won by one score, sure, you can speak to luck. But a 15 game sample size plus then 3 extra games in the playoffs, so then, you cannot say that's luck.
No, but that's what luck means. If it's a one-score game in the NFL, you're not understanding. If they were genuinely that good of a team, it shouldn't be one-score games. And even the one-score games, half the time I'm saying are because of some external factor like the refs. And it's like, okay, you can say, I agree the refs thing is definitely blown out of proportion on social media. People are like, oh, every single game, every single this.
Yeah,
but
right.
There's a lot of calls out there and an overwhelmingly large. Yeah,
I'm not denying. No, I'm not denying. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm denying. But at the same time, Brady had the same shit, right? Mahomes actually lost his first year as a starter, right? Mahomes threw a pick, and it was actually an offsides call that they called, and some people debated that call, right?
Okay.
And stuff like that, roughing the passer, same shit, right? Brady got those calls too, right? But with Mahomes in a 7-period, my whole point is like there's so much more hate, and it's a lot less justified than Brady, right? So that was that. But I think overall, I think the Chiefs are gonna win. I want them obviously to win. I want to see history happen. Ari, just to be clear, because you wanted the Bills to win because of like the story, but now that it's Chiefs and Eagles, you want the Chiefs to win.
I was always happy with the Chiefs winning. That's the thing. Like, I wanted the Bills to win because I want Josh Allen to get a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But now that it's Patrick Mahomes and it's
Right,
Patrick
okay,
Mahomes
bet,
versus the
yeah.
Eagles,
Okay,
I have
bet.
no problem with the Chiefs going
Yeah,
there.
makes
It's just
sense.
I would have preferred seeing Josh Allen get a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just a
fair.
matter of preference. Like I wasn't pissed off seeing the Chiefs win last week. It was sad to see Josh Allen lose like so many times. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen the videos also where they just the 4
It's just like
years
clips
pretty
of
much.
him, back to back. Just
It's
losing.
so sad. It's actually so sad
Yeah.
to see. Like,
Well, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My thing with that though is like I don't think there should be sympathy for Josh Allen, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you why. Because we have to hold the same standard to Josh Allen that we do for Lamar Jackson.
Take, bro.
No, it's not.
No,
I'll tell you why.
You didn't win. Not good enough. No.
You got to be fair. You got to be fair. Lamar Jackson, no one gives him sympathy until literally this year. Because it was such a blatant thing. This year's Lamar Jackson was the same thing as Josh Allen with that divisional round 13 seconds because it was not in his control that they lost, right? With Josh Allen this year, I'm not saying he didn't play bad. He played good. But at the end of the day, you were down 3 with the ball and you screwed it up because you couldn't recognize the blitz on that 4th and 5. Like, it's that simple, right? So I think
no, I'm not denying that he lost the game. He didn't.
Okay.
This is what everybody wanted. Everybody who's a football fan got what they wanted. They wanted Josh Allen in that position that Patrick Mahomes has shown that he could come back and win.
Yeah.
He's done it multiple times. Everyone said, let's see Josh Allen in that position. He got his chance and he flopped it. That's his fault. But that doesn't change the fact that when you see it's just
still be upset about
like
it.
that you constantly are losing. You're just slightly, even on a personal level, if you just are constantly thinking that you're not good enough by just this amount, that's gotta destroy the person.
My thing is just like until Lamar gets the same type of kind of leash that Josh Allen does.
Lamar's not had it for as long as Josh Allen has. Josh Allen has lost 4 conference championships to the same person.
Yeah, but Lamar's won almost now 3 MVPs, and he's like undoubtedly the best player in the league for those 3 years, and he still couldn't get over the hump.
I think the like depressive state you get into by like each round of the playoffs is like exponential. Like if you go to the conference finals and losing is gonna hurt you way more. That at 4 times, by the way, is gonna hurt you way more.
No, he's only lost. He's only lost to Josh Allen. He's only lost to Mahomes in the playoffs 4 times, not necessarily in the AFC Championship game.
Was it not in the conference?
No, it's just no. Because he lost a divisional round that 1 year. Yeah.
Right.
1 year. Yeah.
I think 2 actually. Nishk, you might have been right the first time. But yeah. So I'm excited for this game though. I want the Chiefs to win, but I think the Eagles are
year again. It's just gonna be the same type of game.
No, I think the Eagles are going to win this game.
Same Super Bowl, first full circle.
I think the Eagles are going to win this game because I think they're just way too talented. Where Mahomes, and I know I'm betting against Mahomes, I really want him to win, but I think the Eagles are going to win because like they could beat you in any way possible, right? Defense is insane, right? Like they're just a superior talented team. And at the beginning of the year, we talked about this, where they're the most talented team. They're expected to get to the Super Bowl, and they have, and I think they're going to win.
Yeah, it's crazy because like it should be obvious. Like there should be no doubt if you're on paper looking at it. But it's just hard. Like in the back of my mind, there's something that's like on the day I can see myself just watching the
greatness.
The Chiefs win somehow. Like it's weird. It's funny. Nishk wants the Eagles to win, but said he thinks the Chiefs are gonna win. We both want the Chiefs, and we think the Eagles are gonna win.
Eagles are gonna win. Yeah.
Oh, you said the Eagles too, Ari? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely some divisional issues here, but for both sides. But like that being said,
I forgot. Yeah, you're a fake Broncos fan. I forgot about that.
Okay. Fake Broncos fan.
Yeah, I know. I mean, those are 2 like big heavyweights in the NFL. But after what happened yesterday, the NBA, 2 heavyweights just got traded. First time 2 All-Pros got traded for each other. Okay. Basically, guys, we're recording this on Sunday, and on Saturday night, I can't believe I was sleeping when this happened. But on Saturday night, Anthony Davis, Max Christie got traded from the Lakers to the Dallas Mavericks for Luka Doncic, Max Kleber, and Dorian Finney-Smith, right?
And a first round 2029
and a first round pick,
Lakers.
Right? And so I think this is probably one of the craziest trades in the history of the NBA. I want to get you guys' opinions before I kind of say my thing. What do you guys think?
I'm excited to see LeBron and Luka on the same team. That's going to be insane. But I don't get what the Mavs are doing. How can you get rid of the person who's pretty much made your team these last couple of years?
There has to be
he's arguably one of the people who you could say will become the face of the league. And especially since it's become such an international thing now. and they just give him away for an old and crippled Anthony Davis who gets injured every other day.
Wow, that is so false, but that is crazy
Well, I mean,
false.
how is that
Come
false?
on,
What part of that is
every
false?
other season, Anthony Davis is
Dude,
not
he's
there.
probably the most healthy he's been. He's played 76 games last year. He's only
Oh.
missed like 5 or 6
Oh.
games
You just
this
kind
year.
of proved
So
Ari's
this
point.
is the least hurt he's been. That's what you're saying. Don't say the
Yeah.
healthiest. This is just the least hurt he's been. Like,
Well, he's playing also at an MVP level right now.
We'll see.
Anyways,
They'll regret
okay.
that in 1 year when Anthony Davis is
Maybe.
sitting on the sidelines.
But
while
right
Luka's
now he's
balling
playing
out.
really well.
But that's what the Mavs said. Oh, that's the reason we're gonna let him go, is because like bad conditioning. I think there was just other issues going on with the team that like they can't obviously talk about. And like Luka just didn't want to be on that team anymore. I don't know if that's actually what's going on, but I feel like there's no reason to trade away someone who took you to like the finals the year before with a team that's honestly more star-studded than it was last year. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Cuban officially out now, or
No,
is he
he's
still
a
there?
he's just a minority owner.
He's-
But
yeah,
he's
yeah.
he's
I
like
wonder
the
if I really wonder what would have happened if he still had his like full ownership.
No, he's still like he
You think
has
he's
a
still
voice.
calling the shots?
Yeah,
Yeah, he definitely is.
100%, dude.
I'm sure he has a voice because he has a minority stake, but I don't think if somebody has a majority, they're gonna just let themselves get steamrolled by him by some.
Well,
low
think about
percentage.
it. He has a track record. They don't, right? And like
That's true.
financially,
they'd be smart to take his advice.
yeah,
but
financially,
people have ego.
sure, they might not have, he might not be calling the shots, but I think when it comes to personnel and stuff and hiring GMs and stuff, he knows what he's doing. But I think for me, I think there's two sides of this, right? There's a Lakers side and the Mavs side. I think on the Lakers side, no one knew about this. And I don't know if I find that hard to believe or not, because LeBron was in the middle of a game and like Anthony Davis wasn't playing, but he was like there obviously. And like he went to dinner and he just found out that AD got traded. AD didn't know. Rich Paul didn't know. This was something that happened where the Mavs approached the Lakers with this trade with Luka Doncic. And that led me to believe what Nishk was saying, right? Like they're sick of his lack of conditioning, his defensive liabilities, right? His attitude problems. And they decide to ship him off. And I think for me, they're on the Lakers side, now that Luka's on the Lakers, I don't think it's LeBron's team anymore. I think it's Luka's team now. He's 25 years old, right? Not even 26 yet. He's in the prime of his career. And he's, like Ari said, he's an international superstar that I think will only get better. But he's also one of the most competitive people, right, that we've seen in the NBA. And the Mavs literally just said, "You're fat and you're a loser. Get out of our franchise."
Oh, that sounds like your words, man. Like that sounds like your
No,
words.
no. That's
That sounds
basically
like your words.
that's symbolically what they said. They said you're not conditioned, right? You're not good at defense. We don't think we can win with you, which is a huge thing, right? We don't think you can carry us to a championship, right? And I think this all stemmed from the Boston Celtics finals, where he basically was whining for calls. He was on the floor not playing proper defense. He was just not a proper franchise player. And I think that's what really bit them in the ass. And I think now he's on the Lakers. I think he'll benefit from LeBron's kind of mentorship, but I think this is now less so LeBron's team. They're both ball dominant. And I think it'll be curious to see how they play out. On the Mavs side, I think they're built to win now. That's what the GM was saying, right? He's like, oh, defenses win championships, all this shit. He says AD, Kyrie, right? But I think on the Mavs side, it's definitely shocking. And what does that have to tell you that they approached the Lakers to trade Luka Doncic because they were so over his bullshit, right? And he was eligible for a supermax this summer, which meant that they could have locked him up. Well, they could have locked him up for 6 years, right?
Right, but I feel
money's
like-
never an object with the
That's true,
NBA.
that's true.
Right? With the NBA, there's no negotiation. It's just, oh, you're a good player, supermax, boom. It's just a matter of signing. So and it's actually a beneficial thing for the Mavs that he had a supermax because now they lock him up for a longer period of time. So because of all that happened, I think, Nishk, you're right. There's something brewing that none of us know, but I think it's that bad where they're like, we don't want this guy in our building.
It's just I disagree about it being Luka's team. Yeah, like literally, yes, he'll be the best player on the team, but when LeBron's on the team, it's still LeBron. Like
To be
he will
fair,
always
though-
be the figurehead. He was always going to be the figurehead.
No, but I'm saying they're gonna
as long as
build
he's there,
they're
he is the
built the team.
mascot. Like
Well, they're building the team around Luka.
as it should. Who knows how long LeBron's going to play here? You know, LeBron
Yeah.
could be gone this year. if
10
he
more
wants to,
weeks,
but-
maybe. Yeah, he
Yeah.
realistically could be gone in 10 weeks.
Also,
That's
shout out
crazy to
Bronny.
think.
He got 5 points. 5 points in the NBA game. 5 points, 13
see-
minutes.
Do you see Stephen A. Smith had like a little like rant where he like went all out on LeBron and was like, yeah, if I was you, I would like not be letting my son play in this. Send him to the G League, let him gain his experience.
He's been doing good in the G League though, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's been doing good in the G League, but he just hasn't
It's too
like
small.
He's dropping like 20 points a game in the G League, which is insane.
That's crazy. But
Yeah.
it just doesn't translate, I guess. Like,
I mean, he also, I don't know. There's a lot.
Keep him in the G League. Let him like build up some confidence a bit. You know, if the whole world thinks you're shit, that you're just like a nepo baby, like let him build up some confidence on his own for a bit, see what he can do, and then bring him in. Like,
and you got to remember that the G League is like this. The 16th best person on an NBA team would be the best person in the G League, like on their team.
Yeah,
which is like what you got to think about. It's like he could be dropping a ton, but obviously it's not going to translate when you're versing.
Yeah, I think with reps though, I think reps is the biggest thing. Like Ari said, right? Just like building that confidence and building, like kind of, because at the end of the day, like sure you're the 16th best player, but like the game speed is still more resemblant of the NBA than it is for college, right? So you're getting those reps in, and it's definitely beneficial. So
I find it funny how every like major sports account posts highlights of Bronny, and it's like Bronny with a near rebound, or like Bronny with an almost assist, like
near block.
Yeah, I think this is also good for the future of the Lakers because like once LeBron is gone, I mean they still have like some great pieces. Thing. They still had, I guess now had AD. They still have AR. But I think now,
sorry, go.
No, I was just gonna say now they have another like star player to kind of build the team around, like they were doing with LeBron the past few years. Now that LeBron potentially could be leaving in the next year or two.
And what I think is the most fishy thing about this is they didn't even give up that much. Like they gave up AD, but they didn't give up Austin Reeves. They didn't give up Rui, right? They didn't give up Dalton Connect. They didn't even give up both of their first round picks. They gave up one of them. They still have a lot of assets that they could use to build around Luka
and LeBron.
2029. Wait, they only have one from that year, don't they?
Yeah, but they have two. I think they have 2027 and 2029, and then they use their 2029 on this trade. And they have the players that they got from the Doncic trade. So like they have all this stuff, and I'm just thinking like Lakers would have been stupid not to accept this, and I'm glad they did. But like, A, this is a cold business because A didn't even know about this trade. Like this is a stealth mode type trade, and B, I think this is gonna lead to something where I think they're gonna get a third piece in the offseason.
The Lakers, or you're saying
the Lakers, and they're gonna the Lakers, like the Mavs have Clay, Kyrie, and AD, right? Yeah. So I guess it made I wouldn't say it made sense to trade Luka, but there was a crowded guard room, right? So like they needed to offload one of them, and then on the Lakers side, I think they could package a lot of this and keep some of their requisite pieces and get a third piece, build around Luka, but at the same time give LeBron his final hurrah, his final chance at a championship.
I've not really been following basketball, but like how are the Lakers doing right now? Like, do you think they have a shot at winning now if they have Luka and LeBron?
No, not they don't have a shot at winning right now. They're a piece away. They're still a piece away because they essentially traded AD for Luka, right? So they still need a third piece. That's what the whole thing was. They're fourth or fifth in the West right now, so they're not bad, but it's nothing to like. They're not going to the championship, right? So, but I don't know. It was just insane to think about. This never happened before. It was like an All-Pro gets traded for an All-Pro. In the middle of the night too. Like this reminded me of that 2019 free agency, where like everyone got signed in like at midnight, right? Like
was that the Nets one? Like
the Nets one, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, like that was insane too. In the middle of this, and like Adam Schefter tweeted, this is like the equivalent of like Lamar Jackson getting traded for Joe Burrow in the middle of the season. Insane.
Yeah,
Ari.
But yeah, while we're on that, or no, we're just going to something else.
Terrible transition. Yeah. Jesus.
I had a fire one last week. I'm all transitioned out. I wanted to talk to you guys about something. Have you guys seen?
Have you seen while we're on? No, we're just going to something different.
Have you guys seen the new Bruno Mars song?
Die with a Smile.
Yeah.
No. The new one.
No, the new one.
Oh, is it the one that's like hella like vulgar and shit?
Yeah. Okay, so 1 second, right? Let me share this. Like, how do you go from this, right? Like this is such a good song. Like
Yeah.
I don't get how you go from that to now this. Prem, you've never seen this one, right?
No.
What the fuck?
Like, I'm sorry, come on.
Oh
Like,
my god, bro.
what happened? What
Oh my.
happened?
The worst.
Bro,
The
I think he
worst
just
part.
needs money, bro.
Wait. Okay. So two things. First of all, the worst part is the Sexxy Red song is like, I hate to say it, but it's catchy a little bit. It's a little bit catchy, and I hate that it is. And the second thing is,
Yeah,
I
Nishk
think
singing
he
that
just
one,
needs
man.
money. Okay, I think he just needs money, and I heard somewhere that basically he's very, very, very much in debt to MGM, and to the casinos, and so this is all just a ploy for him to make a couple milli and then drop it to them because he needs to pay them off.
Bro, but
And I
thinking with
think it's
him is yeah, sorry.
no, and I think it's a good move and also kind of wild that he could do it because he could just come back at any point, find another artist. Like he just chose 3 random artists, and all 3 of them are in the music video for Sexy Red song, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And he just like makes these videos or these songs with like these 3 major other artists, and then just like makes his money and then disappears again. He's gonna go bet for another 5 years, be like another 2 million in debt to not more than 2 million, but he's gonna be in debt again to MGM, and he's gonna probably drop another song in another like 5-6 years.
Hey, you know what? As long as we get music, man. Like
Dude,
last year,
Bruno
Bruno Mars just
Mars?
came out in like second half of the year, dropped 2 songs that pretty much became songs of the year almost, or not quite, but like 2 songs that were just insanely good,
Dude.
so catchy, constantly stuck. I'm constantly singing those 2 songs in my head. How do you
What's
go
the
from
first
that
one?
to this one? Die with a Smile and Apata. Like, how do
Oh.
you go from those to now this in like in such a short
Wait,
amount of time?
this thing
I'll
with
tell
Bruno
you
Mars
how.
though, I think with Bruno Mars, he is just so talented that he could drop one song and just make his money for the year. And I think that's what he's doing and what he's using to pay MGM. My only question is, how much do you think that's going to dilute his brand value if like he just keeps
Not
doing it just
much.
for the
Not
money
at
and
all.
not, or but maybe if it's
Not
good
at all.
music, maybe not, right? So
'Cause that's the thing, it is still
I
good.
mean,
Yeah.
the music is
If
good.
you're just
The
pumping out
music's still
shit
great.
music to like just to make money and pay off his gambling debt, that's different. But bro,
Yeah.
at this point, I'm hoping like please keep gambling,
gamble, keep gambling.
Get us more music, but not you can keep this one, but in general, just give us more music. Like imagine like a new Bruno Mars album. Like how many years has it been? Like
Yeah.
I guess we'll
I
need
mean,
him to
yeah.
like go heavy on the table.
Heavy on the bed. Yeah, he needs to drop an
We'll need
entire
him to go
for an
heavy.
entire album. Yeah, he needs to.
We need him
start
to
putting
get like a
some big
Vegas
numbers.
residency.
Yeah.
It's a Vegas residency.
Yeah, but it kind of shows how like generationally great this man is at making music
Yeah.
because he can come
Yeah.
back. Doesn't matter how long it's been since he dropped. Doesn't matter who he's dropping with, and his part will just slap. It'll be so good, and like, and it's not even just one of those songs where like you'll hear it in one place or like here or there, and you'll like just be like, oh, that damn, that's
Yeah.
a good song. You will hear it everywhere. These like
You
Bruno
can't
Mars songs that
escape
he's dropped, yeah, have been you'll hear it like when you're out in public and it's like on some like radio on somewhere, or
Yeah.
like if it's TikTok or Instagram, like it's in the background of every dude. Like APT was in the background of every single song
Yeah.
or every single TikTok for so long. It still is.
There's
Right,
actually
Yeah.
there was actually a like Bruno Mars was in a concert, I think in like Singapore or Thailand or something, or like Malaysia or something, and he was in a big ass like stadium, like an NFL type stadium, and he was singing "Die with the Smile," and he wasn't even singing. Like the entire crowd was singing it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this,
That
it
must
was
be like the most surreal feeling.
it's so
ever.
surreal. It was insane. Like I think like his kind of mark, especially when we were
Prem's talking
younger, and
about it
all
like
this.
he was there. The
Well-
way you said it just sounded like, dude, it was unreal. A great experience.
No, I'm saying for Bruno, like if you're in,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
imagine that's you, like something you've done, and like the whole like 40,000
World is
people just
singing it,
chanting
yeah.
it back at you, like
Yeah, I think with him, like because we're so like ingrained with his like earlier music, right? All of his like albums that he dropped when he was like when we were younger. I think like all this is, I wouldn't say nostalgic, but it's very much like it's great music, but it's like a lot of the same themes that we've seen back in the day, and I think that's what makes it that much better because he adds like a glimpse of like his modern, like how he's evolved as an artist, but also like now he's kind of showing his full range. Sure, it's like super funny that he goes from like hello, like romantic lovey-dovey songs to like that, but like it still shows great range. I think he's one of the most talented artists of all time.
No question. Like in my mind, like the Weeknd just dropped a new album, right? And I've loved.
Wait,
the album
really?
so far. Yeah, dude, this
Yeah.
is like
Oh,
final
yeah, bro.
album as the Weeknd.
Why?
Because
Well, like the last 3 albums has been like the trilogy where he's died, he's gone through to the afterlife, and this is now the final like send off of the Weeknd, and he's gonna be like a different person now.
He's just start the weekday now, or what?
I think he's just gonna be able, right? He's just gonna be able.
I don't know if he's gonna still put it out under the same name or if it's just the death of the character. Like, because bro, to rebuild like he's big enough to that he could rebuild under a completely different name. But,
but
we'll
like,
see what he does.
yeah.
Like if you notice, like all the song titles match up with previous song titles, but it's like on the opposite side. It's really cool. But I thought it was an amazing album, beautiful. And there's so many times when I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, this gives me like Michael Jackson like energy. And like in my mind, Bruno Mars was the last person who kind of did that, where Bruno Mars became like the new king of pop to say like during our time. So. Yeah, that's why like Bruno Mars to me is always gonna be like one of my favorite non-rap artists.
Wait, what did you say? You said he matched up his songs with his. What do you mean by that?
So like some titles, like I could pull up the track list, but like some
like the titles just match older songs,
older ones, and it's on the flip side. So like like Cry for Me instead of Save Your Tears. Open Heart instead of Heartless, and also the last song of the album. The last song, if you play it to the end, it transitions into his first song off the trilogy, where it is that character.
What? That's insane.
Like that full circle.
So
wait, so this is the final trilogy? This is the final album of the trilogy? Is that what you're saying?
It's the final album of the trilogy, but it also might just be the final album of the Weeknd. Because the Weeknd, he has like 10 albums under that alias, but this current trilogy started 2 albums ago, so this is the 3rd one.
Wow, that's insane.
Well, that's what trilogy means.
Yeah.
That's funny. I actually want to talk about something too. I feel like while we're on this topic of like nostalgia, right, and like stuff that we've seen when we were younger, right? There was this new thing that I was watching on on Instagram of Trevor Noah, right? And there's this new word that people are using. It's called lime. I don't know if you guys know what that means.
But it's not a new word. That's like that clip of liming is like 3 years old. I'm pretty sure. The one that you sent in the chat.
Average Instagram Reels user. Average Instagram Reels user.
Ain't no way. So you guys all know what lime means?
No, when you sent it, that was the first time I saw it.
I only know about it because I've seen that clip a long time ago.
Okay. My whole point though with this is like, at what age do you think like you stop kind of looking at the slang or stop looking at like some of the new words that are coming out, right? Because like now, like I feel like a lot of my I have a lot of older friends, so like a lot of my older friends are like, yeah, I have no idea what clout means, or I have no idea what like maybe not clout, but like I have no idea what some of these words mean, like crash out, like they didn't know what crash out meant or stuff like that, right? So like when do you guys think that changes and like the perception of the new kind of age of these new words?
That's interesting, actually. Yeah, when do you stop keeping up with slang? At what age do you stop keeping up with slang? Like,
I think once we hit like proper adulthood and we're no longer like college students and on the internet. That's the thing, though. We're the first generation that can keep up through social media, unlike previous generations, right? Like our parents' generation or any generation in between us and our parents were just not on social media enough to say like they missed, so they could like keep up with everything. We are just on social media enough to say we can. And millennials sit in that gray area, like a little bit older than us. But they are on social media. But they like live in this like weird millennial sphere on social media, right?
Oh, wait. I'm not saying millennials. I'm saying more so like the beginning of Gen Z, right? So like 1998, 1999.
He knows it. He's just giving why our generation might
I'm
be
giving
different.
like
we can continue to just keep learning it.
Yeah.
Because we've always had
but I'm
social media.
But I'm talking about like my friends who are like the beginning of Gen Z, right? Like they just, I guess, what to amplify Nish's point, like it's more so like once you reach that adulthood, you kind of don't care, and you're not in like in college you see your friends every single day. Like when you're working, you only see your friends in the weekend mainly, right? So like you're more so like hanging out with the people you want to hang out with,
you're not
right?
friends with your coworkers.
Huh? Well, not right now. I got no coworkers. But
Damn, stand on business, bro. He's the big boss. I don't
oh
got
my god.
coworkers.
Everyone's my
Oh my God.
subordinate.
I got subordinates.
No, but I think I am like the subordinate.
Yeah,
But
big sub.
but anyway, so no, I think like people just don't care as much, and like they're very much like, oh, we just want to have normal conversation. And I think like those conversations get deeper as you get older. I know me and Ari were talking about this the other day, but like you just stop having superficial conversations. I guess that lends itself to having a little bit more of a deeper, more educated vocabulary too.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think Nishk was like completely on the dot. Where I don't think other generations, they at some point get outpaced by the new slang because there's not as many opportunities to see it. I think our generation, I don't see how we could not be up to date on current slang because of social media. When I was at work this summer, my managing director knew all the slang. He knew more than me. He was saying like, "Yeah, man, I might be the Rizzler." I'm like, "What the?" What? Like he knew everything. He's like, "Bro, I'm such a Sigma," and I'm like, "Dude, what?" He
Okay,
knew
that's
everything.
brain rot, bro.
No. But he was doing it on purpose. But
Yeah,
like,
he did it like
he knew what they
ironically.
were.
Yeah.
He knows what they mean. And I asked him like, "How do you know this stuff?" He says like, I just keep up with it. I just like I want to like see what's going on. I keep up with what people are talking about online." And he was like 50. So it's I
That's
don't
crazy.
see why we would necessarily lose that. Like even right now, my parents know some stuff because of like Instagram reels that they'll just be scrolling on. Like my mom will ask my brother now, and also because of us, like she makes food. And she's like, "Is this fire? Is this fire?" Like,
Okay, fire's not even like a.
well, no,
That's
no.
like-
Look, that's still like our slang, kind of. Like people wouldn't have said that back in the
Yeah,
day.
that's our
like,
slang.
Maybe
it's still
yeah.
different terminology. Like
Like you're
my
not gonna
brother-
hear
or,
someone like
my mom.
an adult say that.
Yeah. Like my mom will
Yeah.
like was joking around saying like, "Oh, I still got the Riz. I still got the Riz." I'm like,
That's funny.
like,
That's funny.
not, like that's just I don't see why we would necessarily get outpaced by slang, which is why like I think what you were saying, Prem, is like a completely different conversation. Like being more mature and having deeper conversations doesn't mean you don't know what the slang is. Like that just means you might not be using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't use it,
That
like
being
for
said, like-
example, no, wait, but even for me, like let's look at that, right? Like let's say you get older, we have normal, more mature conversations. Someone like me who looks at Lime 3 years later, like I'm never gonna know that shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
I'm
but I
never
think the
gonna.
average person like who is up to date,
Damn,
like
bro,
you know
I ain't
most
average.
current slang. Like,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like you're still up to date. Like that has nothing to do with deep conversation
maybe you're right. Yeah,
because that's just the way you speak. And using slang in a deep conversation doesn't necessarily diminish it.
yeah, fair.
Doesn't diminish the value. That's just the current speaking pattern. Like
Yeah. I think also
I think I hate that people just assume like something that's older is more mature. Like that's just
Fair,
a
fair.
different generation. You know, if that's
Yeah.
how you speak, that doesn't like dilute the content of what you're saying. It's just a different delivery system.
yeah. I
Damn, bro,
agree.
really broke that down.
I was gonna say I think the way we could fall out is if the same way there's like social media has become a newer thing in newer generations is if either there are new social medias or some other new form of communication that then puts us out of date, which inevitably will happen, right? Like communication's always changing. First it was like the printing press 5,000 years ago, and then like, you know, obviously not 5,000 years, 500 years ago. And then like, you know, internet age and now social media, it's changed. And so if it continues to change, we may fall out of it. But as of right now,
Bro just always finds opportunities to hint at AI or quantum computing, bro, all the time.
what? That was not even a hint at anything. I was just saying, like, media is gonna change. It will.
Bro
It had
just
nothing to do with-
misinterprets everything.
Everything
bro.
I say, yeah.
Misinterpreted his own question. Calls Luke a fat, lazy slob. Like-
Wait, no, okay, no. I didn't misinterpret my own question. I just saying my analysis.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like
No, no,
mutually
yeah,
yeah.
exclusive. Also, the Luca thing, I'm so spot on about that. Fuck you, Ari.
No, but yeah, basically my point is just like media will inevitably change, but if it changes from what we currently have and we don't move with it, then we will also like, you know, go out of
Yeah.
touch with it.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, already we
Yeah.
kind of see it. Like the younger generation says things that we don't say, but we still know what it is.
We
Like,
still know it.
we've
Yeah,
seen it,
that's
we've
the
heard
point
it,
that
you know. We
I
just
have to
won't use
understand.
it,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But
Like
I think
the people
I
at
think
my
the young
door on Halloween. Like I'm never in my life gonna talk like that, but I know what it means. I know what it is.
that's the thing though. I don't think the younger generation says it in a sense of like oh, it's they are intentionally making it like everyday slang, but I think it's just like constant inside jokes amongst like that entire
Yeah.
group. Like for us, like when we were younger, like we would like we talk about Harambe all the time, or like different. I don't
9 plus
I can't
10
think of
equals
anything.
21.
Yeah, things like that. Like that was our brain rot, and so they have their own version of brain rot right now. But I wouldn't say like 9 plus 10 equals 21 or like Harambe, different like random like quotes and stuff were necessarily things that were slang that would like throw us in a different bubble. They were more just like inside jokes. Like now it's the skibbity riz, low taper fade, whatever like all these random jokes are kind of just like inside jokes, but across the entire like world.
That's cool that there is like
I guess they're not
that
very
sense,
inside.
like, you have an
they're, like,
inside you have an
jokes.
inside joke with the world. Yeah, outside jokes.
Outside joke.
Michael Scott would be so happy. He always wanted to be a part of an inside joke. Now the whole world is.
Now the whole world's part of one. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this new Suits kind of revival?
Suits LA.
You
Suits
have
LA.
failed this courtroom. That's all.
Yeah,
gonna say.
bro. Stephen ML, bro. I think
love that guy.
He literally like the Arrow flat. That was also my childhood, and now him and like I think there was a trailer where like he and Harvey were like boys, and then like this guy like his secretary was like, oh, Harvey's the only other cocky guy. I've never met someone more cocky than you, other than Harvey Specter or something. It was like, I think he fits the bill perfectly. I think he's a great actor. I think it will be a great show. I just think hopefully I don't like Harvey will make an appearance. I don't know if Jessica will make an appearance. Or Mike, but I think like some part of me feels that like I don't want this show to come out because like I know it's not going to be as good as the main show, and like it might ruin kind of the perception. Maybe not as much, but like depending on how bad it is, but like it might ruin the perception of that show. I don't know. Curious to hear your thoughts on that too.
I never finished
the one
Suits.
thing-
I watched like 3 seasons in like 1 week. And then I just never continued because honestly, like the Suits, every episode became the fucking same. Like after a bit, like the early seasons are exciting, but like at a certain point, it's just Mike has some new problem. Oh no, someone's gonna find out about Mike's secret. Oh, Mike just randomly remembers some random document that he looked at 10 years ago that solves his case on this episode, and then do the same thing.
I think there's bigger storylines than that, dude.
That's the thing. All that show and the new Suits also, they come out as TV shows on cable rather than coming out as shows on like Netflix or like streaming service shows. You can see like all these like limited series or all these like streaming service shows that are built specifically to be on streaming services have a very different structure than all these other like older shows do on cable, because you have every week you have to have an individual episode that someone can sit and watch and understand the full plot of the episode, and then they don't necessarily need to know the overarching season plot. But now we have so many shows where you have like the overarching season plot is the whole plot of the show, right? You don't have like a daily like episode or daily thing. And that's somewhat rare.
That's a great
cable
point.
Shows.
That's a great point. And I think one thing also is like, I guess what Ari was talking about in terms of the repetition, you kind of need that if it's a week-to-week show to remind them of like who and what the plot is, right? Like what some of the character stuff is.
Disagree.
I think you do, because I'm saying like, let's say, like to some extent, maybe not the same.
Before we had streaming services, every show in the world, all the greatest pieces of like TV content, we had The Sopranos, we had Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. These were not put out on streaming services. They never had to be so repetitive. These are the greatest shows of all time.
Oh, well, I've never watched any of those. So.
Every show is a new like thing, and you have to follow along in the seasons. Like the greatest shows are like that.
A lot of those
that's why it's never going to be considered a greatest show of all time. If you have to like be this repetitive, a lot of those because you're worried about catering to a new person every day, you will never go down as a GOAT show.
I disagree. What about The Office?
The Office is a different kind of show. It's a different kind of show.
Oh, now it's a different kind of show.
No. It is. It's a GOAT comedy show. Like it's a sitcom. It's a sitcom. Friends is like that. It serves different purpose. But when it comes to no one's actually saying The Office is the greatest like artistic show. Like,
wait, but then you can make the argument that like Suits, Billions, these type of shows are like their own type of show too, right? Like
they're dramas.
I would say that. I would even they're dramas, but also Breaking Bad's a drama. Game of Thrones is technically a drama. Sopranos is a drama. Okay. These are completely different things. Like
those shows are driven solely by the plot line. Shows like Suits, shows like Billions are driven by not only the overarching plot line, but also the individual characters and their interactions.
I agree.
So it's like a little bit mix of what you're saying. Like sitcoms are solely based on, I mean, obviously there is plots, but the main like hit point of sitcoms is that like comedy, is the jokingness, is the interactions between characters, and that individual episode to episode like content. And then there's shows like you said, Breaking Bad is just that overarching plot. Like you can't just watch a single episode of Breaking Bad and be like, oh wow, this is the greatest piece of like media fiction of all time.
Right.
You have to watch the entire show to understand that. I think that's like Suits, Billions, those lie in the middle where it's like, okay, there's a little bit of both. But I think the bigger issue I have with this
Succession
LA
too.
version of it, Succession, yeah. I think the bigger issue I have with this like middle or this new LA show is in my head, I don't know if Stephen Amell is actually as great of a cast as you guys say, but maybe it's just because he's still stuck as the Arrow for me, and I'm sure he is for you guys to some extent. But the Arrow is such a cold, confident character. Like Harvey Specter, on the other hand, is like a warm, confident character. Is he like he's loud and confident? Wait, let me rephrase. Maybe not cold.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
He's loud and
Oliver
confident.
Queen is a murderer, bro. He just goes around shooting people and like he's too stern. Like it's a completely different.
Oliver Queen is cold and he's like cold, cunning, and confident. Whereas Harvey Specter's like loud, like he's obnoxiously confident. Right?
I think it's just like the method. I think it's just the method of the cold, right? Like cold to like Oliver Queen is like killing people cold-blooded, while with Harvey, his cold-bloodedness comes from not caring about the client, right? And like it doesn't matter if this person like gets homeless by the end of the case, like I'm winning my case. And I think that's another level of cold as well, right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
It'll be interesting to see though.
Yeah,
because,
I definitely think it'll be good to see.
Yeah, because the CW actors have always caught a lot of like flack, and I've always been like, I can't tell if the CW actors were ever good or not, because sometimes they have showings where they've done good acting. A lot of the show time, it's not always the best, but it's also the writing is a big part of it. Like CW writing
I was about to say that.
Great storylines were good. The writing was not that great though all the time. I loved them for the plots. And so I
but it's also
feel if the actors were actually that good.
Ari, but it's also
I'm
like
interested to see him what he does now if the show has better writing, if how good of an actor he truly is.
Well, so the thing with CW, and I think this is a pattern that you see in every single CW show, maybe Arrow, definitely not the Flash, but maybe Arrow's the exception. But like it's like they peak in season 1 and 2, and then it only goes downhill from there. And then by season 5 or 6,
the Arrow
like,
is not
what
like
is this?
Bro, you did not watch the Arrow. If you said season 5, it fell off.
No, he did
I
say
just
the
said?
Arrow's the one exception. He said the Arrow's the one
You
exception.
said the Flash. You said not the Flash.
Yeah, probably not the Flash, because I didn't like Flash after like season 5.
That's fair. Flash did fall. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying not the Flash. Like the Flash is the exception where it doesn't fall off. Never mind.
No, it did fall off. Yeah, like I think like it's just a pattern. Like All American, Flash, like Riverdale, like all these shows. Like after season 2, I think it really starts to kind of go downhill.
It's in my opinion, it's season 3. Like even the Arrow saw it with season 3. Season 3, then season 4 was a big drop. But then season 5,
but season 5,
the best season. You know,
spoiler alert: season 5 was the one where it ended with the island exploding, right?
Yeah, season when Oliver actually got like, broken. That was a great season.
He literally
I remember watching
died.
that live, dude. That was like the best time. Not really, but like that was like such a good time where like every like week I actually had something to look forward to watching. Like Tuesday's the Flash, Wednesday's the Arrow.
Yup,
you know,
I used to do that too. It was insane.
That was Tuesdays used to be time period.
Tuesdays used to be goated because they also, all right, maybe it was Wednesdays or Mondays because it was Legends of Tomorrow and Supergirl came out at the same day.
Yeah, that was Monday. That was
Monday. So I'd be watching 2 shows on that day. Legends of Tomorrow was also really good for the first couple seasons, and then it fell off again after.
Yeah.
I think Legends of Tomorrow were all the snippet, like the side heroes from all Flash and Arrow, right? Like, White Widow or whatever her name is. Yeah, White Canary. Sorry.
Yes, White Widow. But
CW is a crazy time, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's over. It's just for us. It was the peak of CW during that time.
It's over.
But...
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. They got fucking new All-American without Spencer, and it's
bro, that is terrible, bro. And like, I think they canceled. No, that's why I stopped. I stopped after this past season. And I think
you finished like the actual.
Painfully, but yeah, I finished it up to like season. No, it's still considered All American. It's just season 7's without Spencer. I'm like, what the fuck at that point, right?
Oh, is it not made as like a new show? Like
no,
something else.
No,
it's in the future like a decent amount because like Jordan's a coach.
Yeah, they just expedited the entire timeline.
Oh, but
It's
it is in the future,
terrible.
right? It's not just Jordan as like a 21-year-old high school football coach, right?
No. It's they
Okay,
expedited
okay.
it. But still, it's within the same show. Like, what the hell? And like also they did like Homecoming. Like that was another thing they did. Like
Mhm.
All American Homecoming. That was
Yeah.
shit. That
I
was
never
like
watched it.
terrible.
It's like the characters that nobody gave a shit about. and, like,
Yeah.
Did they go to college in the
No.
show, or was it just like five?
Yeah.
That's what Homecoming
Last
is.
They
like
went to college?
no. That's a different
Oh.
show. Like that's the one with like Simone and stuff. Like at a
Yeah.
different school at the HBCU. All American that does show all of like the main characters go to school for like the last like
Okay.
3 seasons or 2 seasons. They're
Yeah.
they're at college.
Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
I stopped after like season 2 of that show.
Start
Or,
was
like,
great. The start was great.
The first 3 seasons were insane, and then it really fell off.
But yeah, speaking of Netflix shows, have you guys watched Squid Games?
No.
Season 2?
Okay.
Yeah.
In general, like I never watched
Like,
them
yeah,
until like
yeah.
recently. My roommates have been like watching it every day for some reason. They watched it, like 5 times, but
Bro,
it got me thinking.
little,
Right? There's all
quick
these
little
different.
PSA before you get into this.
Mhm.
Quick little PSA. Go watch Severance. I'm not going to say it again this episode. I feel like I say it all the time to everyone I ever meet. Go watch Severance. Go to show. Continue. Sorry, Ari. I had to put that in there.
Wait, what is
Got it.
Severance? Sorry.
We'll get to it after.
Didn't you
We'll get
just
to it
talk
after.
about Severance, Prem? Like
He might not have
What?
been there last episode. Was he? Did we talk about it on the last episode, or did I talk about it like in
no.
person?
I swear, Prem literally just mentioned Severance right now. Like
Succession.
oh,
I meant
Succession.
that.
Sorry.
Succession.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Right. But yeah, like Squid Games got me thinking about a few different things, right? In Squid
Okay.
Games, the whole idea is that they play these like childhood games they grew up with, but they're all like Korean games. So like if it was in America, what games would we be playing?
Wait, what do you mean Korean? What do
I
you
think-
mean by that?
They're like Korean
So
childhood
they're all, like,
games.
Korean,
like,
like,
they have like
Oh,
like,
Korean.
like
Yeah.
childhood games that they played in Korea. So if we had a Squid Games in America, what
Oh,
games would we be
okay.
playing?
I think red light, green light would
I
still
def-
work.
But we didn't play that.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I feel like it was in.
No, we played. I played that all the
We
time in kindergarten and preschool. Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like red light, yeah.
Hella.
Damn.
Also, I'd say like Shoots and Ladders.
That's a board game, bro.
Oh,
Board
is it not
games.
supposed
Well,
to be?
I mean, I
oh.
guess technically,
it's meant to be
technically it
like
could still
somewhat
work.
like skill based, I guess. But like
they're like,
Silent Ball.
Silent Ball?
Silent
Yeah.
Ball.
That was so funny.
I'm also saying this.
Yeah.
And I have no context of what Squid Game, other than
No,
what
but
you
it's
said.
just, it's just
I
like
have
kid
no.
games, kid games. Like Doc G,
No, but
they like,
he's-
have 2 tiles, they throw it, and the goal is to like get the other person's tile to flip over. Like it's a Korean game. Like we wouldn't play that here,
Yeah.
but we have similar things that we
I
grew
never
up in our
played it.
childhood
What was
playing.
that game with like jacks? With like there's like a ball and jacks.
Oh, lottery or jackpot.
Ooh,
Jackpot.
Jackpot would be good. That's
Jackpot
the only
would
thing
be
I'm
good.
thinking of, but jackpot would be cool. I know you're talking about it. It's like
I know
it's
what you're
like,
talking about.
Yeah,
I just
little,
never
like-
knew how to
the little,
play
like,
it.
spiky
I never
things.
played that.
Yeah.
Box ball.
Box
Or
ball.
Foursquare,
Box
if
ball.
you're weird. Yeah.
No, it's Foursquare. It's not box ball.
Bro,
It's
no, it's box
Foursquares.
ball. It's box ball.
It's Foursquares.
It's box ball.
Dude, I was a
Probably
go at
tag and hide and
Foursquares,
seek.
bro.
Tag and hide and seek are
could be
probably two
good,
big
but how do you
ones.
split them? How do you split them is the thing. Or is it just like first
It's like
X amount of
someone-
people? to
yeah,
get
someone
found?
gets-
Yeah.
Yeah, so someone's like a hider or someone's a seeker, and then like someone's a tagger, and you just like the number of people that get tagged / found, die.
Yeah.
And
that
this,
could work.
and like something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I had
Or it's
some
like
other
half
ones,
the
but I
people
forget what they were.
start as taggers, or half the people start as seekers, and if you're found, then you like switch roles.
Wait, how about
so-
tag?
Didn't Nishk just say that?
I just gave an entire explanation
Oh.
of how tag would
Oh,
work.
What
Sorry.
about musical chairs?
Oh, musical chairs is
Musical
good.
chairs would be
Or
good.
or cops and
Dude, that would actually be
robbers.
sick. Musical chairs would be sick.
Cops and robbers is kind of like tag. So
Yeah,
I guess
musical
not.
chairs would be sick because it's like people
A
would get
pacergram
violent
fitness
against each
test.
other. Oh god.
oh my god,
That's something else I want to talk about after this. Also, by the way,
that's
Well,
not even a
like-
childhood thing, bro.
No. Duck, duck, goose. Duck, duck, goose.
Yeah, that's
Like,
actually
agree.
good. Yeah. What
Yeah.
else?
That could be good.
A chopsticks,
I think-
What?
like the
Oh, this
game
one.
with the
America,
hands.
America. Oh, okay.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Ari.
What did he say? What did he say?
Oh my god. I was like chopsticks, like the game. He's like, no, American games, American.
Chopsticks
Oh my-
though, there's like it's like a guaranteed winner though. Like
Well, that's
Well,
what,
if you
that's
know
what
the
it-
no.
strategy,
Chopsticks. If you know a strategy, you always win, or it's a stalemate.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's
it's
fair.
just
Well,
whoever
I
goes
think-
first
no.
or second like wins, depending on.
It's always a
like,
stalemate.
There's
I'm
a
pretty sure
strategy
like
where it's like No, there's a strategy where like if you go first, you always win, or if you go second, you always win. So
Is
whoever's
it?
going first is just always gonna win. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure.
We can work it out.
No.
This
Ari's
is-
right. Ari's
There's a
right,
way of
yeah.
doing it where you always win depending on which.
Oh, I
person
got a
you
good
play.
game. It's like getting to Kumanji by 5th grade.
Yo, yeah.
Insane
G by
game.
5.
insane-
G by 5. This is the long
G-
play. Long play game. Long play game.
A long play game. G by 5.
I'm,
Damn, that would eliminate hella people.
I'm gonna.
man.
Yeah.
Keep
I'm
this
gonna
talking
say,
about, why
I
is
think-
the Kumon logo like so like depressed? Like why
Bro.
is it so sad? I went there every day, not every day, every week, and I would
Every
see this
day?
like this. Oh god, please not. If I went every day, then that face would make sense. But like, it's apparently meant to be like the thinking face,
Of what?
but like just
Of
a
a
thinking
person
face,
thinking.
like of a person thinking.
Uh,
But like,
oh
if you're
my
gonna
God.
choose a logo, like, can we just like move the smile up like a little bit? Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
it's not a very inviting thing. But yeah. That's why, like, it got me thinking about like school, also just like being younger in school. And I was like, do you guys remember getting like disciplined in elementary school? How like scary it was? Like, do you,
Oh
guys,
my
do you guys
God,
have like
yeah.
the stick system? Do you remember the colored sticks?
Yeah.
We had colored cards, like red card, yellow
Yeah,
card,
yeah,
blue,
yeah.
green card. Yeah,
Did you guys ever have to pull your stick, go up to
Yeah,
yellow?
bro.
It
yeah.
would talk
happened
too much in
once in my
class.
life. In my life, it happened once in 2nd grade,
Same.
and I was dying. I was sitting there crying. I was like, no, I never had yellow. And then I
Yo.
had to pull my stick because I was talking. I was like,
In
Ah.
so
retrospect,
sad.
there were so many things that had zero like impact on your entire life that I
Yeah.
thought were like the world. I thought like if you got
Yeah.
detention in
Yeah.
2nd grade, you wouldn't be going to college.
Well, no.
Yeah, 3rd grade. I
Well-
technically had like indoor recess because we were talking instead of going outside.
Wait, no. I think I do think. Okay, yeah. Obviously, like on its face value, is definitely like nothing. But like I think like that discipline and that like the values you get from that, I think are pretty important. Because like a lot of people, if they don't care
Okay,
when they're
Dad.
1st grade, they're not gonna care when they're in like 10th grade when they're like getting pulled over for a speeding ticket or something, right? So
Mm.
Oh, let's talk about someone who doesn't care about getting pulled over.
yeah. If
You
you
know what I
if you
mean?
pulled your red, yeah, you know what? If you pulled a red card in kindergarten, you're going to jail. That means you're set for a life of crime. That's what.
no,
that
it's not.
means.
Even, it's not about the card. It's about how you feel when you pull that card, right? If you don't feel anything,
Yeah, if you feel great, you're like yes.
exactly,
the red card.
Like,
exactly,
chasing this
exactly,
thrill.
exactly.
Yeah. Dude, I told you guys this. I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast though. But like in middle school, I was terrified because on our bus, for some reason,
The
we were
bus
not allowed.
story,
we were
bro.
not allowed to use our phones. We were not allowed to use our phones, which is okay. Like, yeah, you're not allowed to, but everybody did it, right? Every person on every bus used their phones. Me and 2 of my friends, we just sit there. We're using our phones, but we're just playing a game or we're listening to music. We're not like doing anything wrong. There's people in the back of the bus, like the.
How old
like,
are you, by
older
the way?
kids. I was in. This is 7th grade.
Okay.
So you're in the middle of the bus.
Okay. I'm in the middle of the bus, and the 8th graders are on the back of the bus, jumping around, like bouncing on their seats, and like taking pictures and being all obnoxious with their phones, being very loud on their phones. But somehow, me and 2 of my friends get in trouble. We get brought into the vice principal's office. The vice principal plays some like crazy like power move tactic. He opens up the code of conduct, throws it down in front of me, points it down, and he said, "You know what? I've actually warned you guys already about using phones on the bus. So you know what that is? That's insubordination. You're not listening to what I said." So he threw it down, pointed to it, and he said, "Why don't you tell me what the penalty is for insubordination?" And I'm sitting there, I'm in 7th grade. I'm like, I'm about to like lose it. I'm so scared.
You're about
I've
to
never
lose.
had any problem. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not gonna get into college. I'm gonna die. Nothing's gonna work out. And then it says suspension, and I'm like, holy shit. If you
Oh
suspend me
no!
For using my phone to play a game on the bus when I'm just keeping it to myself. And then 2 of the friends come down. And I'm telling you, this bus driver had to be racist. Like, I don't just go around like calling people racist, but I refuse to believe that the white kids in the back of the bus had no issue, but yet me, my Chinese friend, and my Jewish friend get written up. Like, the Indian, the Jewish kid, and the Chinese kid get in trouble, but nobody else does. Like, come on. Like, we didn't get suspended in the end. They ended up giving us a bus contract. But, like, still, why are you, like, what is this power move that
Well,
you just
I
throw
think-
down the book? Say, that's insubordination. Why don't you tell me what that
I
gets
think
you?
Ari, I think that's a lack of accountability on your part. I think
Oh,
7
Shut
years,
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
7 years,
Oh.
8 years later, you're still not taking accountability. I think that is the bigger issue, and I think if you got the suspension, you would be saying it's your fault. So I think that's what's been wrong with the school system.
I'm not denying that I committed the crime. I used my phone.
But
But why was nobody else written up? Why was nobody else written up? And also, every other bus in the school was using it. You guys didn't get written
Okay,
up. I'm
well,
sure you
guess
guys
what?
used your phones on the bus.
We didn't have a rule like that. So, when you're older and you bribe someone and then you get caught but you're like, oh, everyone else does it, but you're the one who gets caught. What is that? What you're gonna tell? Is the bus story where you're gonna tell the jury when you're about to get sentenced to
I
prison?
love how Prem was explaining this
right?
at first, like as if you're like his kid. You're like, so you know what? When you do something bad and everyone else does it bad too, and you get caught for doing it bad.
See, Ari, this is what I mean. It's the lack of accountability.
Yeah, and it's all because I pulled that yellow stick one time in 2nd grade, man. If
Pause.
That would have been fine. What?
I don't know.
What the fuck was that supposed to mean? Like, go no, Prem. I want to know what's a yellow stick, huh?
I have no idea. Honestly.
No. You explain it now.
I actually have no, because we didn't have yellow sticks. We had cards, so I have no idea.
Same thing. Yeah, yellow card, yellow stick. Yeah. Ours were just like smaller. You know, our school wasn't balling enough to afford the extra paper. You know,
bro, you lived in Monroe, bro. Relax.
Dirty row.
The dirty row.
All right, guys, I think that's about it for today. That was a great episode. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the Super Bowl this weekend. You know, see the aftermath of this trade. We'll be back next week, talk all about the Super Bowl.
Wait, real quick. Oh, sorry, real quick.
No,
what are your guys' plans for the Super Bowl? What are you guys doing?
I'm going to a friend's house. I'm just gonna watch, chill, eat.
Fire. For sure. Nishk?
I currently have 0 plans because I'm back home and I need to figure it out once I go back to Illinois. But I'll let you know once I do.
Fire.
What about you?
Yeah, same. Just friend's house. Honestly,
yeah, great conversation topic.
Great
Super Bowl plans. Friend's house.
I thought there's gonna be something more
back.
interesting, bro. Damn.
No, the audience. No, who you're asking the question to.
Yeah,
We're boring
right.
people. We're boring people.
No, by the way, I booked out an entire venue hall, invited all the people I know. Whole setup. It's gonna be great.
That's what I'm going to actually. That's why I was asking.
We're actually remaking the entire Super Bowl play by play. Like we're gonna sit out in a big stadium and reenact the Super Bowl as it happens.
We'll be watching it at MetLife Stadium. So.
Wait, what?
No, that was a joke.
Oh, okay. Because you said you actually had like a big thing like you were going to.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to a little party. So it should be fun.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. I think that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.